Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gratias. I help overworked and overwhelmed people feel focused, balanced, and successful. And one of the ways that people can achieve success is through delegation. And so in this video, I'll be talking about how to delegate productively. In previous videos and blog posts, I've reviewed with you the 4 Ds for decision making that were popularized by McGee. And I love them. It's do it myself, defer it, delegate it, or dump it. And of those 4 Ds, one of the ones that my clients struggle with the mechanics of the most is delegation. So it's the easiest one to mess up, and but also the most important one, because if you really want to get effective results from delegation, here's the way to do it. First thing, don't wait to delegate. Don't wait to delegate. I'll tell you a story. I have a great client of mine who, with really good intentions, used to absorb all tasks that hit his inbox. He would actually add them to his list of things to do, with the best of intentions of doing it himself. And then, with a full third of the items on his task list, the deadlines would start to be approaching. And he was in a very deadline-driven profession. And the deadlines would approach, and a task that he received 2 weeks ago was now 2 days from its due date, and he knew, I'm not going to get this done. And so he'd have to call an all-hands-on-deck emergency from his team and get people together to get this task done on time. So don't wait to delegate. Even if you think, oh, I might be able to work this in, just Teflon things off. As soon as they hit your inbox, delegate very soon. Delegate early and often. Don't wait to delegate. Get it off your desk so that the person to whom you are delegating it, they have the 2 weeks to do the thing instead of just the 2 days at the very end when it's an emergency. So don't wait to delegate. Secondly, delegate the outcomes, the goals, not the methods to get there, not the specific steps. Because here's the thing, and for those of us who've been in positions of leadership, the most wonderful thing in the world is to give someone who reports to you a task to do. Tell them what what the outcome should look like, the time, the quality, all that kind of stuff, what the thing should look like, and not abandon them, but let them figure out the path to get there. I have had employees of mine find so much better ways of doing things than I would have ever done myself. So my way of accomplishing the thing, if I'd done it myself, was the inefficient way. They had better ideas. So make sure you clarify and delegate the outcomes, and do allow the smart people you're paying or your company is paying to work with you on this team to oftentimes find a better path between point A and point B. So delegate the outcomes, not necessarily the methods. Third thing is about delegation and how to delegate productively is tracking delegated work. Tracking delegated work. I get this question from at least 50% of the people who manage others that I coach. So I coach lots of people, and those who are managing others say, I delegate a lot. How am I supposed to keep track of all of this? Well, you don't have to track every single task you delegate. A lot of times, your regularly scheduled one-on-one meetings with your folks or your regularly scheduled team meetings will provide natural opportunities to follow up on delegated work without you having to design a separate tracking mechanism. So if you have regularly scheduled meetings, as long as somebody is in there taking good notes, and preferably not you, the leader, preferably someone else, but that's another video, then you will have natural follow-up opportunities there as well. But so when a client asks me about tracking, what I interpret that as is, what do I, leader, need to put on my task list in terms of following up with a person to whom I have delegated work? And that's what it is. You're putting a follow-up on your task list to follow up with them. Now, if you delegate more work than you have, that's going to be a huge amount of follow-ups. So be picky, be discerning, and only track the work and the follow-ups that you must track. And here are 2 instances of when you really must track delegated work. Number 1 is if the person to whom you have delegated the work is having performance problems. They are on a performance improvement plan, they're having performance problems, and you're already tracking their performance problems anyway, so you'll likely need to track follow-ups to them because they're having performance problems. And usually that's a death knell to their employment, but that's one instance where you need to track work from a good HR standpoint. Second instance where you need to track work is that if the performance of this delegated task is mission critical. I mean, we would have terrible outcomes if this task was not done. Then yes, you very well might put some follow-ups and maybe even schedule a meeting or 2 to deal with this issue if it's that mission critical. But you don't have to track every single little bitty thing that you have delegated to other people, especially if you have a very seasoned, high-performing team to whom you can delegate work. So be discerning and track work, delegated work when you need to. Delegation is so important to your productivity. It also creates a team of people who are equipped and enabled to do their work. It sets them up for success. The better you delegate, the more desirable you are for levels higher than yours, and the more desirable they are to succeed you. So delegation does well all the way around. This is Dr. Melissa Gratias. If you like these videos, you would love working with me. Please reach out. I'm sure there's a link somewhere around this video where you can contact me by email or on my website, and we can set up a phone call. All you have to say is let's talk, and we will schedule a no cost to you phone call where we'll both find out if working together makes sense. Again, be productive, delegate effectively, early and often, and have a great day. Bye-bye.